Welcome to the International Lecture Series 5, year 2024. We are very delighted to have all of you here at this event today that will discuss about inclusive urban design. Firstly, I would like to welcome the Head of Urban and Regional Planning Department, Professor Dr. Ing Wiwandari Handayani, STMT MPS, and our honorable guest lecturer, Professor Chun Hyun-Jin, Ph.D. Our honorable guest lecturer today, Invited Lecturer Prof. Chun Hyun-Jin, Ph.D., is from Department of Design School and Arts, Nanjing University of Aeronautics and Astronautics, NUAA, Nanjing, China. And host lecturer, Ibu Associate Professor Dr. Ing Wakhidah Kurniawati. And the moderator today is Bapak Grandy Loranessa Wungo, STMT. Welcome to our beloved lecturer from Urban and Regional Planning Department, students, and everyone who joining online from Zoom and YouTube channel. Before we jump to the main event, please kindly see the event agenda for today. Okay, this is the event agenda for today. First is opening remarks from Head of Department Urban and Regional Planning, Ibu Profesor Dr. Ing Wiwandari Handayani, STMT MPS. And the main event is Lecture 1 from Prof. Chun Hyun-Jin, Ph.D. Also, Lecture 2 is from Ibu Associate Professor Dr. Ing Wahidah Kurniawati. Then discussion and conclusion from moderator. And the last is closing and photo session. Okay, now I would like to welcome opening speech from Head of Urban and Regional Planning Department, Ibu Profesor Dr. Ing Wiwandari Handayani, STMT MPS. The time is yours.
Yeah, thank you, Bu Asri. And Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning to all the participants. Our guest lecturer, invited lecturer today, Professor Chun Hyun-Jin from the Nanjing University, China. My colleague, the host lecturer today, Associate Professor Wakhidah Kurniawati, and the moderator, Pak Grandy, and my colleague who are joining this morning, mostly and from the Laboratory of Urban Design in the department, all the participants, the students, and also maybe some guests from different institutions other than our department. I'm very happy to have this international lecture series again in this semester. If I'm not mistaken, this is our first lecture series in this semester this year. As in the last semester, we already have 3 or 4 lecture series. So thank you, Prof. Jin, to allocate your time to be invited in these lectures. This is actually a regular activity that already been held since 2 years ago. We invite different scholars globally from different universities to present new different issues accompanied by lecture from the department. Expected that there will be some exchange and fruitful discussions. And most importantly, we have this kind of activities not only to give the international exposure to the participants and mostly for our students, but also to have more innovative idea for developing research, especially for our bachelor, undergrad, master, and also doctoral students here to understand the global issues and how to bring new research idea for their final works. So I hope today we have a very interesting topic on the inclusive urban design. I believe most of the students also has an interest to develop final work on these issues. And I hope your presentation can give them ideas for the research topic, and also to our colleague, Prof. Jin. Last but not least, I also hope that this is not the only potential collaboration that we have. I'm happy to know that initially you mentioned you will come to Indonesia next year. I look forward to have further communication with you, and I believe my colleague also from the Urban Design Laboratory will be happy to follow it up. So I think I will stop here. Last but not least, thank you very much for Ibu Landu who already organized this lecture series, and also Mbak Inung and Bu Asri as the MC. And I hand over to the MC again. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much for the warm welcoming remark from Ibu Prof. Wiwi. Now it's time to the main session. I hand over this lecture to Bapak Grandy as a moderator. Please welcome Bapak Grandy. The time is yours.
Thank you, Bu Astrid. Good morning, everyone. I hope you are all doing well today. Let me introduce myself. My name is Grandy Loranessa Wungo, and I'm honored to be your moderator today in today's sessions. And on behalf of the Department of Regional Planning, Universitas Diponegoro, I'd like to extend a warm welcome to all of you, all the participants in our event, International Lecture Series. And today's lecture, we will focus on the very important and specific topic about inclusive urban design. And as we know, when the city continues to grow, we need to do some act to design our urban space, not only about the functionality and aesthetics aspects, but also to more focus on the accessible and inclusive aspects for, of course, for all members and our society. And also this include considered to some diverse members in our cities, or such like children, people with disabilities, and also some other peoples that facing barrier in our urban environment. So before we start, allow me to introduce Prof. Chun Hyun-Jin. Good morning, Professor. Allow me to call you Prof. Jin in this session today. Professor Chun Hyun-Jin came from Department of Design, School of Arts, Nanjing University of Aeronautics and Astronautics in China. Prof. Chun holds as a Ph.D. in a landscape design from Seoul National University, and has undertaken several postdoctoral research projects in urban planning and also landscape design. And also his experience also includes serving a visiting scholar, like in Purdue University in United States and Chulalongkorn University in Thailand. And also Prof. Chun research focus on a cultural landscape analysis, urban design, and integrating traditional cultural elements into contemporary public spaces. And also he has published extensively on a topic ranging the smart farming and AI application in landscape, of course, to visual the preference of urban settings. And today, Prof. Jin, we will sharing some insight topic about urban design using the concept of Korean traditional garden, which is very interesting. And without further ado, I give the time 30 minutes for Prof. Jin. The time is yours.
Okay, thank you so much. My name is Chun Hyun-Jin. So I'm now in China. I'm very happy to invite me in very important meeting. So today I very happy to join to the university in your university, Indonesia, the Diponegoro. So this July or maybe, and I've been there in Semarang, and a very beautiful city. So I really like, and maybe next time if I have a chance to join again. So today I just Can you see is my PPT? It's okay?
Yeah, it's okay, Prof.
Yeah, okay. And today I just explain about urban design using the concept of Korean tradition garden. So nowadays, it's artificial intelligence is developed. So it's normal design is not too much the meaning because it's now it's our university also teach. It's not kind of a drawing, not kind of a construction drawing. It's more focus of creative things and critical thinking. So because it's normal, the Western normal design, we can have it very easy to copy, to use AI, artificial intelligence. So student should have some creative thinking. So creative thinking, and then we should have base of a tradition things or too many experience. From the experience, we can get some kind of creative thinking. So maybe I just have figured out some Korean tradition garden to the concept, to the using and urban design. Because it's I have two problem when I was come to the in China. And China is at that time maybe more than 20, 15 years ago. I came to the in China and they have two project, big project. One of is in Qingdao. Qingdao is very famous the city in about some the beach. So they have the waterfront garden. They have a very copy to in United States of some garden. But it's after the government invested so much money, but after construction, nobody used this area. This is what kind of problem? Because it's very beautiful and kind of things, but they didn't care about. They didn't the focus about cultural things because it's that area people what they need, what they want. They didn't consider about this one. The another things in Wuhan and Wuhan in some one of the big city in China, they have some make Italian the street but in urban area. But the Chinese designer never research about Italian the street, what it is. And they just design something in Italian street. But real Italian person come there, they think it's not Italian. So it's people, Chinese people thinking it's almost Chinese, the area is same. It just looks like building just change the Italian, but it's not real Italian, the street. This is some problem. So we have some real the concept to the traditional things and then to use and then the urban design as more creative as people is more satisfied. So this is our the research area. So the first I just explain about Korean tradition garden because I'm Asian Cultural Landscape Association. The president is our the association globally is 615 the scholar, and we just research about cultural things because we protect our culture because it's in Indonesia they have several thousand years is a very hot weather they endure the developed culture. So nowadays climate change is problem. So in China and Korea they invest so much money to how can the overcome this kind of climate change. But if we use Indonesian culture and because they use hot weather and how can things to overcome, they know we can use their culture and then we can combine now technical or the high technical technology and very easy to overcome. So it's a cultural diversity is very important. So we can protect, how can protect in cultural things. So I just research kind of things and I always talk about cultural diversity and then kind of things. So I just research about Korean tradition garden. Korean tradition garden is kind of a Nujongwon. It's Nujongwon is a very famous private garden. In Korean garden, two things. One is royal garden and another thing is private garden. Private garden representative things is Nujongwon. Nu is tower kind of things. Jong is kind of the pavilion. So there are 3,000 Nujongwon South Korea. I have visit with my supervisor, Professor Kim Sung-gyun, in his professor of Seoul National University. And with him, I just find almost 2,500 Nujongwon, and we get the analysis. And certainly we can find this very sustainable the concept in this Nujong-won. It's Nujong-won. Why it's very sustainable things? Because it's they have some almost 1,000 years, but nobody touch, and this area they maintain their beautiful landscape. They maintain, so it's very very curious about things. So I just did the research about analysis. Is what is characteristic about the Nujong-won things. So Nujong-won is different in the Western point of view. The garden, Western of the point of garden is usually we make a fence and then boundary inside. They just do that. But in Korean garden, is even though it's mountain and near river, it's also one of our garden. It's totally different the concept. So because it's before, we always many books about Korean garden. They buy the Western scholar to writing these books. So it's but in Asia point of view, it's different concept because it's in the Korean garden is not only inside. We can outdoor garden. So we have two parts. It's indoor garden, outdoor garden. Even though in the mountain, it's also one of our garden. So it's a Korean some famous Joseon Dynasty scholar say Jung-won. He says real true merit of a beautiful landscape is recognized and known to the world by the Nujong. So it's if we just buy the pavilion, this pavilion and can see the landscape, the beautiful landscape on the mountain and river. This is also our garden. So this is totally different the point of view and from between the Western and Asian. So it's Asian culture is also very great, but different point. So this is important. So why I say Asian cultural landscape is association, the goal also, we are Asian point of view, we analysis about the Asia, the cultural things, the heritage, something like this. So, and I say to you already, because it's the Korean garden is not only inside, we might make a fence inside and then change, not kind of meaning. It's in Korean garden nearby the river and mountain and the creek and the stone, the rock, the tree, everything is our garden. So its location is very important. So basic element is Nujong-won is site and pavilion and beautiful landscape and people. So Nujong-won is usually very beautiful landscape place put in there. So location is very important. So they usually the crib over the mountain on upper the portion of a mountain, because on the mountain it's very easy to see the landscape in the outdoor place. And so its location is very important. So another is they have their very beautiful landscape and tree and the river and many elements to its very important things. So also Nujong-won, and they have some person, because it's in Joseon Dynasty and that time. So normal person cannot make his private garden. So it's a very high level kind of prime minister. He retire. And that time, he come back to his hometown, and he make his Nujong-won. And this Nujong-won is a kind of a very high person to the make. So this is one of family achievement. So it's somebody. Oh, I have my family have a Nujong-won. This is they have a very high level person to in ancestor, something like this. So it's very interesting. This is also the after constructing Nujong-won, many people to come here and discussion. So it's one of a center of a community. So it's a very open place, and the social problem and the village person to come here, the discussion. And also this is a very another function of the garden. So it's Nujong is vertical connection between the ancestor and descendants. Also horizontal of the symbol and connection is the ancestor or so the village, the person to the meet and discussion kind of place. So also New Jongwon is, I say, is the building is also one of a symbol. So New is the tower and Jong is pavilion. Is also one of a symbol, and in the center of the area. So also they have some very interesting things in the building, and the location is they use very open space, because they open space, they very easy to see the landscape. So they build like this. Also they have some there are many beautiful landscape. They have print the name. This is Gyeong. Gyeong is they, for example, if you have a baby or if you have a dogs, you print this name, right? So even the mountain, they put in name. Its meaning is my place. It's like this, and they have Gyeong. Also, they have some open tradition area, because it's not inside. An outdoor place is also my garden place. So they have open the gate. Gate is open. Also broken wall. The wall is broken, so very easy to the approaching the outside. So also the people so easy to see the outside to the grazing bar, something like this. Another thing is they put in the naming. So even stone and river, they put in naming, and they is New Jongwon is my place. They look at this, for example. Also in Joseon Dynasty, if we want to be the high kind of government official, they have the examination. This examination is kind of writing poem. So in this area, some people, scholar, and take the student, they teach the study. But it's at that time, it's a writing poem it's very important to be the government official. So if you want to writing poem, you should see the beautiful landscape. You can know that. So it's New Jongwon is a very interesting place, and not only to the meeting area, they have studying the place, because it's Joseon also in Korea also the colonization of some Japan almost more than 20 years. But I heard that Indonesia also Netherlands colonization, right? So it's Korea, and that time Japanese scholar is New Jongwon is kind of entertainment place, just drinking and then meet, play, plan and play. But it's a long way. This area's function is the study area, and then the meeting place is totally different. So we need to really the analysis from the Korean person to the analysis. So kind of things. So we always see the beautiful landscape, something like this. Also, we put in the Pungsu theory, and to the New Jongwon, we can figure out. And so the beautiful landscape is not only things and the beautiful, the mountain and the sky and tree and stone, and combination is the concept is also important. The contrast in night and the daytime, and also on the mountain and cloud and the moon over the night, and the bird on the sky. It's a contrast. It's also very interesting, make us the beautiful landscape. So time is also important. The spring, summer, winter, because it's Korean is totally different. So and the time is changed, and then the landscape is also changed. Yeah. So in this area, I can figure out three sustainability, because one of the environmental sustainability, and they use many the material to use the local area, the material to use. So also is this indoor the area is madang, and they make a cooling system, something like this, and then also the push up and down door and kind of put in there is a very healing. Even very hot weather is very easy to the cooling system, something like this. Also, it's even this is interesting things. In the Ondol system, even they just cooking, and after cooking, and then this fire to use the heating system. And this is also one of environmental sustainability. Local, also we use local material, and clay and wood is very environmental friendly. And also renewable wood unit, recycling and reused, and something like this. And yeah, environment also is they Pungsu theory, and then to use to green the connection and the water the correction, something like this. The social sustainability is they use in many people to meet here. So the socially, and then they have the meeting area, the study area. This is also one of a community area. So the Nujongwon is function is socially sustainability. So last one is the economical sustainability, because it's it's the Western Garden after their construction, they should management. When they management, they waste so much money. But it's Nujongwon just to use mountain, river, no need to maintenance the cost. So it's very sustainable because it's no need to extra money to the energy, and just enjoy to the landscape, because it's totally different concept. Because the Western, because the tree is always growing, right? You should cut, and like the management, the gardener, the kind of it take cost. But it's a Korean garden, just you mountain and river and tree, just this you can use, enjoy. It's very economical, the sustainability. So this concept, and I just use the Korean Gangnam area. Do you know Gangnam Style? It's very famous song. So Gangnam is a very hot place in Seoul. So Gangnam area, how can you use the kind of traditional the concept? This is a residence, the design is Gangnam. It's very expensive. That is most expensive in Korea. But this area province don't have a green area. Also, they also want to water quality is not so good, because it's so how can the water quality is good and then also green area they want to make. So this is the project. And that time, and this one is this master plan. So I can use this Korean traditional concepts, three things: environment sustainability, and social sustainability, economical sustainability. Environment sustainability is also water circulation system, the green spaces system, also social sustainability, and then also Nujongwon is function is many people to assemble and the discussion kind of things. So I want is social sustainability. Also, the residential people come to here, they just the discussion, and then some residential the problem, they just solve the problem together, something like this. Also, economical sustainability is also reducing water and then charge for common use. Also, we can use the solar energy system as economically the sustainability, and three concepts to use this urban design. So its water system is not so good. So we can use automatically. It's very clean because I've been to Jakarta. Jakarta is also water quality is not so good. So they always how can the water is more clean. Kind of is hot issue. Also this area is and that time because the center of the city and water quality not so nice good. So how can solve this problem? So we can have Han River putting the water connection to the in the residence. So in the water is the move and then automatically they clean. So it's Han River, the pond 1, 2, 3, the connection. So direct connection to water quality very clean like this. So and also Han River, the purifier the system, purification, artificial purification, and the stream. Stream, if you water to move the stream, they take the oxygen. So directly they have the very clean. So and to use pond and also artificial purification to give it to the Han River. This is water the circulation system. This is and maybe automatically they very clean this water quality. So also, we need sustainable development. Is we not use artificial purification. It's not enough. They need ecosystem, ecobiotech. So they have a bird or they are plant, the water plant, and many things. So we can have the ecosystem, ecological system. So nowadays there are many the bird putting there, the come here to, and also many fish and like this. But now it's water quality very high, very good. So this even residential this water, even child come to here to drink this water, it's no problem because the child to play in here and can drink, it's no problem. Water quality very nice, and because we make many function to the how can maintain this water quality very high. This is the project is important the issue something like this. So also they need the residents need this green the area. So green area is important since the connection because we connection is important. We make ecosystem. So it's ecosystem make is water connection and green area connection and more easy to many the animal or the insect it can survive because it's the ecosystem small and maybe the wild animal or kind of things cannot survive. But we can ecosystem connection, maybe many animal, many the biodiversity and make a biodiversity. So biodiversity and make it more clean and more the sustainable. So this is our goal. So it's environment the sustainability. So the sustainability is very interesting things. Look at this park. Park is not private area, it's public area. So, but this is not a residential place, but we can discuss government because we make the water ecosystem. Water ecosystem, we need the pond, big lake, but it's our residential area is not enough. The water space we need 1,500 square meter, but not enough. So we nearby some park and also to discussion with government. So we try to plan in our side only, but it's difficult to solve problem. So additional area that could secure in the outdoor. So we think to use public space because this is private school. So they use the public the park, and then but we change the people like this. But public space we change the lake, but it's a lake. The pond is also looks like the part of the area. This is the New Jong-un concept same. New Jong-un is indoor space, outdoor space, right? Outdoor space is also one of our garden. So even mountain, even even stream is the river is also our garden. This is also just a public space, but we can change the lake. And then this lake looks like it's also connection. It's our inside the lake and connection. So make it so ecosystem. So it also looks like it's the private place, but actually this place is a public place. This is some special idea because it's from New Jong-un. New Jong-un is I say in outdoor place is also one of the garden. So this is a public space is also one of our residents the space something like this. So also we need to make us the pavilion like because it's New Jong-un also have always pavilion the tower like this. So we make this New Jong-un tower and put it make like this. So but it's a concept just to use concept, but the looks like more the modern style, right? Because it's now this area is kind of modern area. We cannot some traditional style is not suitable. So it's modern area, and this area maybe we make open the coffee shop. So people to use discussion or many activity in that place. So very interesting something. So maybe kind of festival. So I say it's New Jong-un is the spring, summer, winter, autumn is change the landscape. So this is area same. We have a spring, summer, autumn, winter, the different activity, the people to enjoy in different landscape and different activity, and then people assemble and people discussion, enjoy. So it's more sustainable, socially sustainability. So we can make, because this concept is to use the Nujongwon traditional Korean garden is. So also economical, the landscape, economical, the sustainability, because it's now it's we need so much water problem. So it's cost variation, the cost is very high, but we can, how can the self purification, because before it's artificial purification, very expensive cost. So how we can maybe the biotech ecosystem, the water, automatically the ecosystem, automatically self-purification system, maybe we cost very low. This is also economical, the sustainability. Because, you know, in Korean tradition garden, they just use directly, don't change. Just the mountain we can see. They automatically, they maintain their sustainability. This is important. We can pay money to maintain sustainability. It's not real sustainability. Sustainability, the purification, the sustainability is important. So we can focus on kind of things. So it's economical and solar energy system. So we can, solar energy is very sustainable, right? We can bring this solar energy to use to this electronic to in residence. So it's nowadays I say it's the many country and they have the green area, but it's the problem is even Central Park is very famous, right? But they always planting and they maintain even green area to use sustainable the ecological development. But they even green area, they maintain green area is also need cost. There are so much money because, you know, it's Central Park, always the growing the tree, the gardener, the cut, there also it costs money. But in also many carbon dioxide. But in my opinion, it's not so sustainability. So in Korean garden, the concept, and the Nujongwon is we no need to the maintain, we no need to the take care about the garden. Just because we just a location, it's a good place, we just enjoy, and just automatically, and they change and we can enjoy. It's very more sustainability. So we can have thinking, how can the Korean traditional things to use the modern area? Maybe in Indonesia, there are very traditional cultural things, there are many. We should protect. And then how can use this concept to use the modern area? And it's more develop more creative things, more better the idea. But we just follow the Western area, Western style. Maybe no need the normal the designer because it's artificial intelligence can do the kind of a normal design, like a Western style. So we should prepare the protect our the traditional the culture things. This is important. So, and this is also one of the example. So I hope Indonesia is a very great country. I really like Indonesian. So there are many diversity and cultural diversity, many ethnic group, many languages. We should protect, and then we can have understand, we can communication. So even though it's good things, we can adapt to use, to develop, and in the future, in the high technology and combine, and maybe solve this the global issue or Indonesian issue. Yeah, okay. Thank you so much. This is finishing my presentation. Yeah, thanks.
Wow, thank you, Prof. Jin, for your insightful presentations. I think I have some big notes here. about your presentation about urban design using the concept of Korean traditional garden. I have some notes about how you exploring the New Jung-won, that has provide in some perspective aspect, such as in the social sustainability, economic sustainability, and also much important thing it's about the environment sustainability. And yeah, I think we will more discuss deeper after the next sessions. Thank you, Prof. Jin. Let me move to our next speakers, and it's my pleasure to introduce Associate Professor Dr. Wakhidah Kurniawati from Universitas Diponegoro, Indonesia. Let me introduce Bu. Allow me to call you Bu Wati. Bu Wati is a respected scholar in urban and regional planning with a special focus in public space design and social inclusion. She currently holds the position of the senior lecturer at the Faculty of Engineering, Universitas Diponegoro. And Dr. Wakhidah completed her bachelor degree in urban and regional planning at Universitas Diponegoro, and followed by a master degree in architect from Institut Teknologi Bandung. And also she earned her Ph.D. in urban planning from TU Darmstadt, Germany, where his research focused on urban space, climate sensitive design, and the resilience of informal settlements. Okay, today Dr. Wakhidah will present on topic about redefining inclusive public space in today's era. And her talk will address that involving the challenge and opportunity in making public space accessible and inclusive for all, especially in the context of rapidly changing urban environment. So without further ado, please join and welcome Bu Dr. Wakhidah Kurniawati. The time is yours.
Okay. Thank you, Pak Grandy. Can you hear my voice?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Thanks for the nice introduction from the moderator, Grandy. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good day, everyone. Good morning, all. Thank you for the time. Thank you for all audience for having us today. In this occasion, I am Wakhidah Kurniawati, will be the host lecturer in this international lecture series. First of all, absolutely, I would like to say thank you very much to Prof. Chun for always supporting our department activities. Hopefully, we can maintain this nice collaboration in the future. Okay, I will share the presentation. I'm sorry, it is not me.
Yeah, I think.
Pati Halidi screen. Okay. Is there any problem here? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
now we can see your presentation, Bu Wati.
Okay, I will start. Yeah, Grandy. Thank you. Okay, back to my topic. This morning, I would like to share about the redefining inclusive public space in today's era. Yeah, okay. And this is my outline. We will discuss the definition of public space and inclusive public space, and comparing the concept of Western public space and Indonesian public space. And finally, I will try to conclude the conclusion. Yeah. Let me begin by explaining the definition of public space. What comes to your mind when you hear about public space? Maybe it's depend on the public space we imagine. Maybe some of us imagine what alun-alun, especially for Indonesian people, the memorable street like Malioboro, the street alleys in urban kampung, park, boulevard, and maybe other public space. Actually, all public spaces type are substantial urban fabric in our cities. Historically, public spaces have always shaped the city. In other words, public spaces help to shape the city structure. And back to the definition of public space and inclusive public space, actually there are several definitions from several scholars, including from Stephen Carr, William Howard, Matthew Carmona, Jan Gehel, and also from the United Nations. From the Charter of Public Space, United Nations, public space are not only defined as urban physical structure, but also discussed in the term ownership and function. Public spaces are all places publicly owned or public use, accessible, enjoyable by all for free, and without a profit motive. Meanwhile, inclusivity in public space has also become important in recent years. In general, according to several scholars, an inclusive public space should ensure accessibility to all citizens regardless of their home location, gender, ethnicity, age, and abilities, with respect and dignity, and support both the physical and emotional experience of the users. And I try to discuss about the Western public space. When we talk about public space theory, actually the literature comes from Western. This means that it comes from Western Europe and North America. In Western society, public space are essential structuring element of the urban landscape and form an integral part of everybody's life. Public space have played a fundamental role in how civil society has functioned through history from the ancient Greek until today's pedestrian park. Public space does not only produce the new urban structure, the city beautification and the icon of the city, but also a place to support interaction and socialization in the city. This is the timeline of the history of public space from Agora in ancient Greece, Forum Romanum as marketplaces, Piazza and Grand Plaza in medieval and Renaissance cities, park in modern movement, American public space, and also in today's public space. Today's public space is influenced by several factors such as technology, pandemic, the right to the city paradigm, and the SDGs vision. And this is the history of public space in shaping the city structure. From this picture, actually, we can see the significance of ancient agora in ancient Greece as a place to discuss and debate from the philosopher. All citizens had access to the agora in old Tripolis. This allowed them to communicate freely, debates, votes, or doing formal and informal meeting. But what was the definition of citizen at the time? Citizens were independent male of Greece, not including women, slaves, and children. So, although the role of agora is vital in shaping the urban structure and urban discussion, not all communities can enjoy this public space. Just 1/5 of the community. This is one reason why inclusivity matters in public space. Yeah, this is the summarize of public spaces, including its type, function, community impact, and the design and maintenance principle in Western. And this is the milestone of public space from Western point of view. Yeah. Actually, before we discuss about the principle of inclusive public space, we will try to map the critical person who influenced the inclusive idea of public space. First, we have Jane Jacobs with the book The Death and Life of America. She proposed human-scale design, diversity, and social interaction to make the neighborhood more vibrant and inclusive. Second, we have Lefebvre with the right to the city concept. Then William Howard in 1980 wrote the book The Social Life in Small Urban Spaces. White highlight the importance of designing spaces that encourage social interaction and adaptable to various activities. Then Soya, 2010, with Spatial Justice. Susan Feinstein in 2013 with Just City Concept, which promote equity, democracy, and diversity as the first order concern of urban development. Moreover, the last from the UN Charter of Public Space state that inclusivity is vital in public space. So public spaces should be designed to be inclusive, catering to all community members' diverse needs, including the vulnerable. And based on the previous discussion from the previous scholar, we can arrange the concept, definition, and principle of inclusivity in public space. Yeah, the public space should be universal design, should have a universal design, equity and inclusion, and social connectivity. And there are several principles in inclusive public space like accessibility, safety and security, flexibility and adaptability, and also community engagement. And talking about the technology, yeah, there is one research from Hampton. Hampton wants to know about changing in public space related to the technology. He assumed that mobile devices are starting to dominate people's behavior in public space, leading to increased isolation and reduced human interaction. He examined the exact location of William Howard project, which was explored 30 years before. In the 4 locations, Chestnut Street in Philadelphia, Downtown Crossing in Boston, Bryant Park, and also the set of Metropolitan Museum of Art in the New York City. He used method of content analysis of film from 4 public spaces over 30 years to capture the behavior and characteristic of more than 1,100 people. The results showed that over the past 30 years, Americans have become less socially isolated in public space, even with greater use of technology. People still tend to spend time with group, men and women, and spend time together. And there is increase in number, the percentage of women in public space. So based on this research, we can conclude that technology still does not change the role and inclusivity of public space. So technology can be used to support and improve access and enhance visitor experience in public space. We call it as technology integration in inclusive public space. And after several previous discussion, this is the conclusion of inclusive public space in Western. Yeah, the defining critical terms, inclusivity refers to designing space that welcome and engage diverse population. Public space are areas open to all, serving as social, cultural, and recreational hubs. And there are 2 kinds current challenges in Western: physical barriers, and also social and cultural barriers. But they try to involve the community by engaging local stakeholders and empowering community voice. And in the future, they want to put the inclusive public space in policy development and create innovative design strategies, and also put the technology integration in inclusive public space. And then we will go to Indonesia. Yeah, this is the map of Indonesia, the world map, and the position of Indonesia in the world. Yeah. Based on research from several scholars, yeah, we will examine the history of public space in Indonesia first. Yeah. We know that Indonesian public space transformed from secret to profound spaces. In the first time, the public space, such as alun-alun, was part of the civic center, hutan negara or catur gatra tunggal concept. Today, public space is a gathering or socializing space. Alun-alun has existed since the Majapahit era and also in Mataram. Alun-alun at the time was a sacred space. There were several regulations and norms for ordinary people who want to enter the alun-alun. From Encyclopedia van Nederlands Indie, there are several norms, such as no umbrella, no sandals, no grass in alun-alun, just wine and sand. People who wish to meet the king should wait when the king approves their arrival. So there were paseban or place to wait in alun-alun. The norm really influenced the design of alun-alun. Moreover, ordinary people should follow the norm. And in the colonial era, alun-alun developed into more populist and profane, become a kind of civic center. Alun-alun become a public facility and public space. And actually, there is a difference, between alun-alun and the Greek agora. The early concept of alun-alun differs from the Greek agora of earlier times. It was not created using democracy over people supremacy, but it was created using the supreme power of the king, and finally designed as a sacred open space for ceremonies to the god. And today, Indonesian public space are becoming place for socializing, democratic action, recreation, economic activity, leisure, development of ideas, and performing lifestyle. And in order to scrutinize the inclusive public space in Indonesia, I choose two kind of example. First, the street alley or gang in urban kampung in Semarang, and second, I will choose the public space in the transit-oriented development area in Jakarta. This is the first example, public space in urban kampung in Kampung Gandit Puspo, Semarang. Kampung Gandit Puspo, Semarang is one of the old urban kampung along Semarang River. This kampung is very dense, and the inhabitants are not only the native, but also have several migrants who live here. And because of the tiny houses and limited land for expansion, people use the gang to undertake domestic activities such as preparing and cooking food, washing clothes, and also household equipment, drying clothes, and storing food. Vehicle also park here, and the gang become a shared living room for the community. The gang is in this location are often used to support temporary activities and personal, also collective interests, such as celebration, community social interaction, children playground, and also the storage of building material. And this is the distribution of cooking and washing space in this gang. Street alley as a community kitchen and washing space. The picture also shows the distribution of economic activities and storage room in the street alley. This street alley has become a negotiated and inclusive public space for the inhabitant. But why do inhabitants living in this kampung not feel disturbing, not feel disturbed by this kind of activities? Because they have no choice. They should survive doing their domestic and economic activities in this dense and limited settlement. So they create negotiated and inclusive spaces for all. They develop mutual trust in the community. This negotiated space can happen due to the mutual trust of the inhabitant. The mutual trust can reduce social vulnerability, create social stability, and build economic sustainability. Besides, there is a tolerance that shows the resident collective passion is high. Yeah, this is another picture of public space in Kampung Gandhi Puspo. And this is the second research study of Indonesian public space. This is the master thesis from my student, Dina, about spatial justice in public space based on yacht preference in transit-oriented development area Dukuh Atas, Jakarta. Dukuh Atas is one of MRT station in Jakarta. Because of this strategic location and excellent design, the station can attract visitors, including teens from outside Jakarta. The teens came from the periphery of Jakarta, the Citayam area. In Dukuh Atas, the teens from Citayam occupied the street to express their freedom and expression. They use the street as a fashion show stage, the phenomena known as Citayam Fashion Week. There are several issues related to the Citayam Fashion Week, like congestion, littering, class divide, public space usage, and health concern. The influx of teenagers from Citayam and surrounding area has increased the congestion and littering in the Dukuh Atas. This has caused some frustration among the residents and commuters. So related to this problem, the researcher Dina distribute questionnaire about the appropriate use of this area to the respondent. The research uses quantitative descriptive analysis and factor analysis with a sample of 100 teenagers from the Jabodetabek area collected through stratified random sampling. The teens want equitable public space management based on teenager preference, which support the sense of freedom. Yeah, this is the picture of the teens participating in Citayam activities in Dukuh Atas. Everyone, including teens, absolutely has a right in the city, but the government should accommodate them in suitable location, and the yachts should be responsible for not disturbing the public interest. Although these activities no longer exist, we should think about this in our cities in the future. And this is the conclusion of Indonesian public space related with the two examples previously. Actually, there are unplanning or guerrilla inclusive public space in Indonesia. But yeah, also it is a guerrilla in public space. An inclusive public space in Indonesia can support people to feel physically welcome and psychologies included. Yeah. And in Indonesia, we call the inclusive public space as a negotiated pattern. And this is the conclusion, the difference between the Western, Indonesian, and also the principle of inclusive public space. Actually, in Western, public space is an attribute of European cities, was built in the era of Greece, Rome, medieval times, and now. There are several forms like agora, forum, plaza, square, market. And in Indonesia, for the first time, public space was part of the Hutan-Negara and Catur Gatra Tunggal concept. It was sacred places at that time. No, public space is a space to meet people and doing leisure. The form of public space in Indonesia is like alun-alun, field, park, street alley, and etc. And the inclusive public space is a container that welcomes everyone, regardless of background, abilities, and socioeconomic status. Actually, the history of inclusive public space, because of several milestones of inclusive public space, the form is maybe every public space which is accommodate diverse background, welcoming environment, and accessibility features. And the most important thing, the equipment should be barrier-free design, and also concern about universal design. And this is principle in creating inclusive public space. When we create the inclusive public space, it means we create space for all. Yeah. So we must accommodate the diverse background. We must create the welcoming environment to support the both physical and emotional experience of the user, and also support the accessibility features, including the technology. Yeah, this is the reference. You can read several books related to the topic today. I think that's all from me. Yeah, thank you for the time. I will give the time back to the moderator. Yeah, thank you, Pak
Okay,
Grandy.
thank you, Bu Wakhidah, for your insightful presentations on redefining inclusive public space. And it's very interesting topic. So many basic theory that we have here, and also some research that you do in the two cases, and urban kampung, and also in some places in the second studies. Okay, I think it's time to move on in the next session in the question and answers. So let me explain something about these sessions. So we will proceed the question and answer sessions, and I will open these sessions and this opportunity to all of you or participants today to engage with our speakers and talk deeper about the specific topics today. And please feel free to, if you present in this Zoom meeting, you can type your question in the chat box, or you can use the raise hand feature in your Zoom, and I will call you to ask some question directly to our speakers. Please, any participants wants to ask some questions directly, you can raise your hands. Okay, while we waiting some questions from the participant, I want to not a questions, but I want to Prof. Jin, you want to share some thoughts about how you get some experience in Semarang. I know you have been in Semarang in I don't know, in 1 or 2 weeks, I think, in Semarang. And what is come in your mind about impression, how the traditional culture in Semarang specifically, yeah, in your experience? Can you share your experience, Prof. Jin?
Okay, thank you so much. I think I've been to Semarang. Is very beautiful city, and then also at that time I'm stay in the center of the city, and then the architecture is like Netherlands style, right?
Yeah,
Holland style, Netherlands, right?
because
so maybe yeah, they just protect, and even though it's usually in Korea, maybe we also have the colonization of Japan, but some of the building the people don't want maintain, and they destruction. But it's not so good way, because it's kind of want some politician for win the election. They use political thinking, and they persuade the people to the kind of the destruction and the building, because they don't remain kind of things. But this is a kind of a historic perspective, and maybe we disappear just our memories, so kind of way. But I just have been the Semarang. They protect, even though kind of a colonization, some kind of history things. But this is a very good way for education. Also, we can remain to the history things, and then also kind of a cultural tourism, for cultural heritage for the tourism person. So maybe in some young generation, and they just see this building, maybe in the future maybe we can protect our country, or they remain the history is very important. The kind of this is very good. So also not kind of the center of the city, they also maintain kind of cultural things, and then also they combine the modern building together. It's very, the landscape also very beautiful and very clean. So I like it. Semarang is a very good city, but I've been to Jakarta. But Jakarta there is so many problems, kind of ecologically or water system. But Semarang is water is very nice, right? It's everything, and so also in some of the big city like Jakarta, they should develop. When they develop, they should consider about the environment in many ways together. It's needed. But I think this Semarang is a very good city and very nice the maintenance, in my opinion. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Prof. Jin. Yeah, the message is how we try to protect our traditional culture, right? So they can impact in social or economic sustainability. Yeah. Thank you, Prof. Jin, for your sharing thoughts. And I see that some participants already raised their hands. Bu Indah Pujianti. Okay, please, you can open your microphone and asking some questions. Thank you.
Yes, thank you for the interesting presentation for all speaker. Can I speak Indonesia, Bapak?
Yeah, please.
Yes. Pertanyaannya sebenarnya untuk Ibu Wakhidah gitu. Saya tertarik tentang tema inclusive design. Sebenarnya ada beberapa istilah gitu ya. Tadi ada desain universal, ada inclusive design gitu. Pertanyaan pertama saya adalah sebenarnya apa perbedaan utamanya gitu antara desain universal dengan inclusive design? And then intervensi gitu, seberapa jauh batasan gitu intervensi kita bisa menerapkan desain universal gitu, prinsip desain universal atau prinsip inclusive design pada ruang publik. Apakah semua seperti jalur pemandu, guiding block, ramp, and semua elemen itu bisa kita terapkan, harus diterapkan di ruang publik atau ada batasannya gitu. Misalnya semi publik itu harus tetap diberlakukan atau tidak, atau tentang ruang private itu harus inklusif desain juga atau tidak. Seperti itu Bu Wakhidah. Terima kasih Pak Grandy.
Okay, so yeah, let me translate what the question is. The first question is about the differences between inclusive design and universal design. What is the differences? What is the similarity aspect that included in that terms? And also how we try to extend our public space interventions, like a physical intervention, how we do the physical intervention, and what should we do to intervention the social and cultural considerations in some specific places, and also to increase some environmental sustainability, and so on. So please, Bu Dr. Wakhidah, you can share your thoughts also. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Pak Grandy, and thank you, Mbak Indah, for the question. Yeah, actually,
Wakhidah, please unmute your microphone.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay, thank you, Pak Grandy, and also Mbak Indah for the question. Yeah. Maybe not only for Mbak Indah, but also for my student here. Yeah, you can try to read several books about inclusive urban design or inclusive public space. There are several, you are right. There are several terminologies term about inclusive. Yeah, in the first time, maybe universal design or barrier-free design was very popular. Yeah, but in the end of the recent years, in order to accommodate all the term, inclusive design is the what is like a final term in order to facilitate all the term, the previous term. Yeah. So in inclusive design, in inclusive urban design or inclusive public space, absolutely we accommodate the barrier-free design and also the universal design. And in order to what is like implement the principle of universal design, maybe, yeah, in our public space, actually it is a challenging implementation absolutely in Indonesia. Maybe in Indonesia, if we see or we what is like try to explore in the Western public space, absolutely we can find it easily. Yeah, everywhere, maybe everywhere we can find the inclusive public space because it is part of the standard of public space. But maybe in Indonesia, maybe we just can find a little example about the implementation of universal design or inclusive public space in Indonesia. Yeah, but absolutely ideally in the future, we hope that especially maybe the most significant public space in the city should be accommodate the universal design or the inclusive public space in the cities like this one. But in semi-private or in the private, absolutely it's very depend on the needs, yeah. Because maybe in private space like in our home, it's depend on our needs. If in our home we have like parents that maybe grandmother, grandfather, absolutely we need to implement the universal design or barrier-free design like this one. But sometimes, yeah, it's depend on our need absolutely. And maybe in answer this question, I should try to open several what is research related to the private and semi-private yeah theory, yeah, which is considered about the inclusivity. Yeah, I think it's enough for me, Pak Grandy. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Bu Wakhidah, for your detailed answer about that question. And thank you also for Bu Indah Pujianti for the questions. And let's move on to the next questions. Is there any questions from the chat box? Okay, so we have here some question about from Bu Dianavi. In our I don't know who's refers this question, but I think Prof Chun or Bu Wakhidah can share her thoughts about these questions. And the question is, in our densely populated cities, what if we design flexible public spaces that can also accommodate multifunction and multi-activities? What do you think and how to design it? I give the first change for Prof Chun, if you want to start it.
Okay, so nowadays there are the city center, the public space, and many people. But in in the New York, in Central is the park, and they have some the center of the city, and they big the garden, right, and park, and they kind of place, and we have some function. There are many various function, not only some ecological function. They have activity, the cultural function, and also education. So maybe even the very crowd, but we make some space to use their various function. And so this is designer is very important. So how can we design? And so this is we need some many analysis. People what they nearby what they people use this area, because it's designer problem. We can design, but nobody use this area because this is a wrong way. So we should have their people's requirement or their culture, and what they need, what they function need. And we, after analysis, the people requirement, and then we design, and we can have the function, and then make the public space, and then this is really the residents or user, the satisfaction is increased. So nowadays, designer just only for beauty and aesthetic, the point of view is not enough. Should be functional, and how can the use, and then really people use this area, and this is important. This is a very important issue. Yeah, thank you. I don't know if it's a good answer or not. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Prof. Jin. I think it's quite related answer about that question. So, what do you think, Bu Wakhidah? Do you have some different opinion about that questions? Or
Okay.
yeah, please,
Yeah,
Bu Wakhidah.
thank you, Pak Grandy. Yeah, absolutely. I agree with your statement. Yeah, flexible public space is important. Yeah, by the end, already with us. Yeah, and in order to and I also agree. I really do agree with that. Flexible public space is one of representative of inclusive public space, because in flexible public space means that the public spaces, especially in the densely populated cities, yeah, you said like this, can accommodate maybe all activities, the multi activities. And in order to make it possible to make it flexible, maybe we can make it actually there are many effort. First, we can make it like field like this one, so we can manage the time. Also, we can manage the time when this activity can be can occupy the place. So manage the time. Maybe in the morning, this space is for the maybe for the sport, and in the afternoon maybe we can use it for the different activities. In the evening, maybe we can use to another activities. So maybe we can make it flexible in use by manage the time. First, we can do like this, yeah. Or also, because it is very limited space, yeah. It is in the densely populated cities, you said like this. But maybe if we have like a larger space, we can make it more maybe in different strategy. Yeah, in the field, maybe we can put maybe different spaces for not only for the young, but also for the elderly, for the children like this one. But sometimes we can make it flexible also for the different activities. Yeah, maybe I can answer it clear, yeah, because actually in this meeting I just focus to clarify or defining the inclusive public space, but not focus until the principal design. Yeah, maybe in the next meeting we can discuss about the principal design and how to make it implement well in the design. Yeah, okay. Yeah, thank you, Pak Grandy.
Yeah, thank you, Wakhidah, for your answer. And thank you also for Budian for the questions. And we already have the next question here. Let's move on to Bu Landung Esariti. Prof. Jin, thank you for the interesting perspective of designing public spaces. And I'm a user of public spaces. Do you think climate change, such as urban heat, influence the public spaces design principle? In your experience, what are the important principles to be integrated into your urban planning policy? Thank you.
Okay. Okay, thank you for your question. So it's nowadays the urban area is very hot, right? Because it's so the high the building and kind of things, and then so it's a big the kind of China and Korea as well as Japan. There is the urban areas. It makes some kind of a green space is very important because the green spaces make a decreases the carbon dioxide, and then they very important issue. Also nowadays in China, the roofed in the building in rooftop, and they make us green space. So it's this is also one of some the way to solving the climate change. But also maybe I think that the people how can do recycling their some product kind of things. Also in Korea there are many it put the waste the trash kind of things. How can recycling? This is also one of is very important. So the government, the advertisement to people to how can the trash or the rubbish to recycling. So they make a big recycling the space in public area. So this is so there we have a very big problem in the climate change. Also, I say in my opinion, because I just interested about cultural landscape, cultural things. Because Indonesia, they already several thousand years they have experience about hot weather to overcome in this kind of things. If we use this culture to combine high technology, maybe we can overcome in climate change. So, in my opinion, we should protect in Indonesian the traditional culture because they have many experience about overcome the hot weather. Because in Korea, in China, or Japan, even though they have a high technology, but they don't know they don't have the experience. The time very short. So we need to Indonesian the scholar and then cooperation to overcome the climate change. So because I think Indonesia is very important country in the future. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Prof. Jin. Yeah, it's very interesting that you acknowledge that traditional cultural Indonesian landscape is also influence the way we design urban public spaces. Yeah. Thank you very much. Okay, I hand over to Pak Grandy.
Thank you, Bu Landung, for your question, and also Prof. Jin for the answers. I don't know, we have another questions from the chat box, or people wants to raise their hands to asking questions? Is there any time for us to discuss, Bu Astrid?
Yes, Pak Grandy. It's
okay.
20 minutes.
20 minutes. Okay.
10 minutes.
Yeah. While we wait for another question, I like to discuss with Prof. Jins. I have another questions for you. not questions, but sharing your thoughts about is I don't know, in Korea or in China, is there any residence area that came from low income background, and like Bu Wakhidah said, we call it urban kampung in Indonesia. How the government or how the local government trying to I don't know, protect or trying to redevelop the area, what they do about the low income residential in the urban spaces?
Yeah, this is also very in Korea is maybe also the city of center or the kind of Seoul. Their housing price very increase, and very normal person or even normal person and cannot buy, but it's very low income the people, and maybe they very difficult to survive. So they getting moved to the some not city of center but the urban area. It's near, so they usually about go to the working, and they from the rural area to the urban area. So maybe this is a big problem. So it's the government or the big company, they are sharing residence. It's kind of some just a room, and but the kitchen and kind of things they are sharing, and then they can use kind of a way. But it's maybe because it's in economy developed, there is rich person and poor people's gap is getting huge. So this is a very difficult to solving problem. So because it's nowadays in Korea, in a rich person they use a drive car, but it's poor people use the public transportation. This kind of situation. So maybe government is always politicians want to solve this kind of problem, and they have some welfare. They give money, government give money and the support. Even the buy house, they government give some the funding to the low income person. But it's not easy to solving problem. So it's getting some Gangnam area. It's very city center. Always a rich person putting live together. There is poor people is their own the area and very separate, even the urban area. So this area, rich area, and this is poor area, like kind of things. And China is as well. Yeah.
Because I think there's consequences about the traditional culture, right? About the
Right.
low income resident, right? It's a quite tough and it's quite complex issues and about that area. Thank you, Prof. Jin, for your sharing. And we have the next questions here for Bu Wakhidah and also Prof. Jin from Nilna Izati. It is possible incorporate smart urban design into a traditional design in urban design. What are the most important principles to pay attention to the both issues? I give the first opportunity to Bu Wakhidah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for the question. Is there any possibility to implement the smart urban design into the traditional design again?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Absolutely yes. Yeah. Because actually from the best practice, yeah, from the Western and also from the other countries that especially from Western, yeah, from Greek, Rome era until today, Europe, was built in very long time, since 2000 years ago. They still maintain their old building until now, yeah. But they are the European countries, the European cities, we already know that they are the most developed countries in the world, yeah. And they also implement the smart urban design in the old or heritage settlement. So in my opinion, we can implement the smart urban design into the traditional, or in this case related to the best practice of European cities or European countries. We can combine the technology or implement the technology to the traditional or heritage cities. Yeah. But actually, there are several consideration, absolutely, because sometimes the traditional design or traditional settlement has its norm, yeah. So in order to put or to implement the smart urban design in our traditional settlement, maybe we must consider about the norm, yeah. And once again, maybe sometimes our traditional settlement has the local wisdom, which is maybe has a high thinking about the what is sometimes that actually it can solve several problems in our cities today, but maybe we still have know about the real what is like because maybe there is a limited result, yeah, about local wisdom, yeah, why they apply this one in our settlement cities. If we can doing research about the local wisdom, maybe we can find the smart thinking, yeah, the smart thinking of our Arkansas, yeah, why they implement like this. But I do agree with your statement that actually we can apply the smart urban design into the traditional settlement. Yeah, thank you, Pak Grandy.
Yeah. Thank you, Bu Wakhidah. I think it's an interesting question because if we talk about incorporating smart urban design into traditional design, it's not only possible, but we can create more holistic approach to talk about the urban development, right? So yeah, I think it's a quite a challenge, but also we can blend it the strengths of the traditional design, such as human scale aspect and also the cultural significant aspect. So I think what do you thought, Prof. Jin, about that questions? Is that do you have another opinion about that, please?
Okay, smart urban design is maybe now is use high technologies like artificial intelligence or so UI kind of technology, drone, many the new technology like robot kind of things. But it's a tradition. We can combine high technology because it's you always realize Asian problem is we always think Western is very high technology. In Asia, it's very low technology. Not like this. It's in Indonesia, in area, we can protect our cultural heritage and combine the high technology. It's smart urban design. We can tradition can be high technology combined. So, in my opinion, it's why now it's Korean K-pop, Korean culture like Blackpink or BTS. Why famous? Because not they follow Western style. They combine Korean culture and Western is combined, and worldly they famous. So if you follow the Western, just smart urban area, urban design, maybe you cannot be the number one. You are just the number one Western. You are second because you just follow for example, smart palm or in United States or kind of. So you are just the second person. You are the But if you are just Indonesian tradition, things and high technology, maybe you are best in the world. So I always say to the cultural things, but we make Indonesia traditional culture things, Indonesia traditional things to use smart technology, kind of AI and robot and drone, UV more AR, VR. Even though it's last week I've been to some called World Heritage in China. It's very famous World Heritage, but they use AR, VR, and kind of new technology combined. So many people to use some, virtual the activity like VR, AR, and then kind of things. And they combine in computer science combine, and very many people enjoy. So you think about Indonesia traditional things and to use high technology. Yeah, this is my opinion. Thanks.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you, Prof. Jin, for your answers. Yeah, actually, we have in the recent weeks we have the talking issue in the social media about batik that I show speed use it, right? It's so viral, and also I don't know, we have like if you ever heard about dangdut koplo, right? Dangdut koplo, it's one of kind. It's really viral in social media, Prof. Jin. It's like a kind of genre music in Indonesia. That's I don't know.
I think the batik culture is very good. So batik culture and how can do maybe unique. Many the foreigner in I like batik clothes very I like. So maybe it's the foreigner like kind of things. So not I don't want to enjoy the Western things in Indonesia. I want to enjoy Indonesian culture in Indonesia like this. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Prof. Jin. Okay, it's interesting discussions. Let me move on to the next questions from Julian Rahmatila. Okay. In development cities such as Singapore and Malaysia, green building have been implemented. My question is, how do we build a cities that is not only inclusive for many activities, but also creates green buildings for user in Indonesia? The first answer, I give the opportunity to Bu Wakhidah, please.
Okay. Yeah, thank you, Mas Julian. Oh, from class A, yeah. Okay.
This is one of our bachelor degree, student.
Yeah. Okay, bachelor degree student. Yeah, absolutely. It is our vision, in the future, that in the future we can maybe create a city like in Singapore, not only create the inclusive urban design, in the city, but also create the green city, yeah. Okay, yeah, absolutely. It's need a great commitment, from the government and also the community, because actually maybe in today's condition it is very challenging to create like this one, but we can see in several cities in Indonesia, actually, like in Jakarta, they are trying to create the beautiful places, like Sudirman Tamrin, they also create the green area, but also support the inclusivity for the user. If you go to the like a special places in Jakarta, you can find the beautiful location which is also support the maybe disability people to doing activities there. Hopefully in the future it will be a concern of the government. We can put it in our spatial planning. I think today there is a good consideration and awareness related to this one. Yeah, do we build a city that is no need? Yeah, I think it is a compulsory for our city. Yeah, so hopefully in the future we can make it possible implement in all of our cities. Yeah, the great commitment from the government and also the communities, I think. Yeah, I think it's enough, Pak Grandy.
Yeah, thank you, Bu Wakhidah, for your answer. And thank you, Julian, for your questions. Let's move on to the next
welcome,
questions
Mr. Grandy.
The next question is from Nugara. I have a question for Prof. Jin. It was previously explained it regarding to New Jongwon. If you want to build a New Jongwon in the modern era, do you have to get permission from the local authorities and consider the city's spatial plan? That's the questions from Nugara. And also from, I don't know, it's like anonymous name, Redmi. Can you tell me about the urban sprawl in Korea? That's the two questions for Prof. Jin.
Yeah, it's nowadays in Korea, it's Seoul, and they have a green belt, and then maybe we cannot build except permission from government. So some area, even the Seoul is very big, huge the city, but we make a green space. We maintain green space. This area we cannot build anything. So also, government is they try to control the city, the sprawl the situation. So maybe we make a green belt, and then they make us also automatically they build some green space like such as some park and public space, something like this. So they just try. So on the first question like this, the second question is maybe New Jongwon and local authority.
It's about the urban sprawl in Korea.
Yeah. So and the New Jongwon, and first I say is we make a first question is no, second question. Can you tell me about urban sprawl in Korea? And this is I say to you is already we have a green belt, and then in Seoul or Busan, big city, and we make green belt is meaning is we cannot build any building. We just maintain the green space. This is one of the policy, and also we make some green space like park, public park, and kind of things we control because it's very important. Because every very easy to build the building kind of things, and then more crowded at the city, very big problem. So we have urban planning, and then in Indonesia same, because we have urban planning, we just follow regulation, and this area cannot make us building and like this. The second question is about New Jongwon. Let me see. So it's because it's New Jongwon, even though in the New Jongwon in the city, we in government give some national cultural heritage. So we protect, national cultural heritage. So maybe it's a kind of a tourism area. So people, so even though they need cost. So some people to enter, they buy ticket and they pay money to inside and have a look. So this is also very important, the tourism, because Seoul and Korea there are many tourists visit. Tourists, they don't want to just see the urban area, because in the worldly, in even New York and Jakarta and Japan, Tokyo, Seoul is urban area very similar, not too much different. Even people, some people thinking, oh, Shanghai or New York is different in Jakarta. But I think there's but more bidding in New York and Shanghai is more bidding. But it's actually the type or landscape is very similar. So important things is cultural heritage. This is so in Seoul they have some Nujongwan is national cultural heritage. So many people to come here to we protect. This is a very important issue. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Prof. Jin, for your thoughts and your explanation about that questions. I think I should stop these Q&A sessions because we already arrived in the last sessions. And thank you everyone who participate in this question and answers. Your question have very certainly depth insightful discussion today. Especially thank you for the both speaker that we have today, Prof. Jin and Bu Wakhidah Kurniawati. And let me read some like summary of the lecture today from Bu Wakhidah and also Prof. Jin. First, I will try to make some notes about what the presentation of Prof. Chun tried to explorations in Nujong 1 that remind us of the value that traditional cultural practice can bring to the modern urban planning and design. And Prof. Jin's idea encouraged us to look beyond standard approach and consider how cultural and historical element can be used to create space that not only for functionality, but also deeply meaningful for the communities. And for the second presentations from Bu Dr. Wakhidah, Bu Wakhidah brings the very practical perspective explanation about highlighting the real world challenge that making public space more inclusive and focus on the social equity and accommodate the diverse group in the urban area. It's very crucial, especially when we try to continuous involve and facing the various social, economic, and environment pressure. The practical strategy that Bu Wakhidah shared help us to think about how we can design spaces that truly belong to everyone, regardless of their background and or their abilities. And in my opinion, today's season is like emphasizing the inclusive urban design. It's not just for about physical structure, but also to understanding the cultural, social, and environment context and share. And thank you for our two speakers that inspire us today to think more creatively and act when we try to planning our city. Thank you. I will give the opportunity to Master of Ceremony, Bu. Oh, before I give the time for the Master of Ceremony, I want to request some closing remarks from our distinguished speaker today. Please, Bu Wakhidah or Prof. Jin, do you have some statement or some message that you want to tell to us? Thank you.
Okay. Do I speak first? Or?
Yeah, please, Prof. Jin.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much. Invite me and many the professor and teachers and students. So I really happy to join this the lecture, the international lecture series. So if next time if we have another activity, I really want to join again. So maybe I'm really interested about cultural landscape. So maybe if you interested about cultural landscape, maybe I want more deeply the discussion, the scholar and teacher and professor and student together. So thank you so much. And the next time I will visit in the Diponegoro University and in Semarang, and I hope to see you again. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof. Jin. See you next year.
Yeah.
Okay, Bu Wakhidah, do you have any closing remarks or some message that you want to tell to us in this today's sessions?
Yeah. Yeah, actually, I just want to say thank you to Prof. Chin because give what is insightful presentation, especially related to the Korea. Yeah, it is a very very insightful for us. Yeah, I think it's very maybe the keyword from Julian Rahmatila. Yeah, actually, it is time for us to do not only create the inclusive city, but also the green city. Yeah, the combine the people needs and also the environmental sustainability. Yeah, thank you, Pak Grandy.
Thank you, Bu Wakhidah. So my time is up now. I will give you back the time for Master of Ceremony, Bu Astrid. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Prof. Chun, Hyun-Jin, and Ibu Wakhidah. Such an inspiring and fruitful discussion we have here today. And thank you, Pak Grandy, for moderating the main session. Before we close this event, we would like to say thank you for the support from the honorable guest lecturer today. We are gratefully appreciated your time to be here with us this morning. For documentation purpose, I invite all participants to open the camera. We will have a photo session. Maybe I will wait until all is ready. Please all open the camera. And maybe Mbak Inung or Mbak Lani, please take a screenshot. Okay, maybe I will count 3, 2, 1. Okay, once again, 3, 2, 1. Okay, thank you. And this event about to come to the very end. I hope you found the presentation today are informative and helpful. And we hope that this event will bring an inspiration and the positive impact for all of us. For those who would like to hear again this international lecture series, please kindly check our YouTube channel at PWK Undip TV Official. Please forgive us for our shortcomings. We look forward to seeing you in the next international lecture series. I hope you all have a good day. Thank you. Good afternoon and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Prof. Chin.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Prof.
Thank you.
Jin, Prof.
Yeah,
Ibu
thank you.
Wakhidah,
Thank
Pak
you.
Grandy, semuanya.
Yeah.
Thank you. See you in the
Thank
next
See you on the
session.
next international
Yeah,
lecture
okay.
series.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Finish.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you, Prof. Jin. Yeah. Yeah, see you someday.
Okay, thank you. See you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, okay. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Yeah.
Yeah, bye-bye.